Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Shaving Tolson. This is your host Timmy Two Shaves, and today we're going to be talking about the Rex Ambassador. So you guys have known that this little guy right here has been on my radar for some time. I was very happy and very thankful to get to test this out for as long as I've been able to. I still have a direct comparison video to make between this, the Model T, and a couple other adjustables because I want you guys to see kind of what my general thoughts are on the pluses and minuses of certain razor types. But the purpose of tonight's video is going to be the Rex Ambassador. We're also using, for the first time tonight in a shave, the Switchback 400. And you guys can see that beautiful lather right there. This thing is really cool. I want to dedicate an entire review on this once I've really tested it out and switched it up. I bought a couple ferrules. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Basically these little parts that you can see up in the corner somewhere on this video, you're going to see that you can actually take this off and replace it with another ferrule with an already set knot. And I have done that with two other knots. I've done that with a Badger bulb knot, and I've done that with a Badger fan knot. I think they're both High Mountain Whites. But they're really good knots. So I'm excited to try out those knots. But the cool thing about this is that you can literally have one brush for everything. I mean, you can have any synthetic knot that you want in it. So in theory, it's pretty cool. But we're gonna see how it's gonna test out tonight. It's made a beautiful lather, so really excited to see what that's gonna be like. But I hope you guys are having a good night, good morning, whenever you're watching this. And I want to know in the comments below, do you have a Rex Ambassador, or have you used one and sold it, or whatever the case may be? I honestly want to know. I want to know what you guys have been doing with these. But I've been using it for at least 3 weeks now. And I do have some thoughts on it. Some trial and error. My opinions have changed very recently. Look at how thick that is. It just looks great. And again, for the soap tonight, as you guys saw, we're using Senseless by PAA in their CK6 formula, which goes on very creamy. Once you dial it in, if you know how to dial it in, it's just basically a lot of water. This sucker can take it. And since there is no scent, I'm not going to put it in the beard. You guys know I usually do that. But in this particular instance, I will not be. But I hope you guys caught my live video the other day. That was really enjoyable, had a lot of fun. But on this razor, so you've got several adjustments here. You've got anywhere between 1 to 6 or 6.5, I think. I've gone up to setting 3.5, setting 4, I think. You know what, I may have gone higher than that. But my comfort spot is definitely going to be on the setting 3. Originally, with the blades that I first tried, I could not even get that to work. So I started off with a blade that I've really enjoyed, the King C Gillette blade, and I just couldn't get a comfortable shave out of it. Very uncomfortable to use. Then I tried a feather blade, thinking that a sharper blade might make it smoother, because sometimes the feather blades just sing in certain razors. And again, same exact case, very aggressive. This honestly felt like one of the most aggressive razors I've ever used. Which was a bummer, because first thing I will say about this razor is that it is incredibly well made. It's probably the most robust razor I've ever seen, and everything has been very well thought out. It's been modeled after a Gibbs and several other razor designs. This is from the guys over at Razor Emporium. They go under the name for their razor selling Rex Supply Company. And you can definitely tell that there's a lot of inspirations on this razor. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. It's probably one of the coolest razors I've ever seen. And so I really wanted to love it. I really did. But I tried a feather, I tried a King C Gillette, I even tried a shark blade as kind of a random blade to see how that would work. And for me, they all yielded the exact same result. Very aggressive. So on a whim, on a night where I thought I was going to be doing the review, but I chose not to, I used my old tried and true Astra Greens. You might also know them as the Astra Superior Platinum blades. And found that that's what's in here right now, and it worked really well. Like really, really well. Night and day difference. Very efficient and comfortable shave. So I really can't complain about this razor when it's paired with the right blade. And again, that's why shaving in general can be incredibly subjective. Your miles may vary. If I say that a razor is fantastic and you try it and it doesn't work for you, try different blade combinations, because blades that work on me may not work on you. And you might find that something else works a little bit better. Now, they actually, Rex Supply Company, Razor Emporium, replied to some of my comments that I had made about this razor on Instagram and said that they thought that the Astra blades made sense that they worked in this razor, because this razor was tuned and created with the Pulse Silver blades in mind, and they're both made in, I guess, the same factory. So I thought that was pretty cool. And admittedly, I've never tried Pulse Silver blades, so now they've piqued my curiosity. But if you're looking for that GOAT razor, that one razor that's just stupid efficient, with minimal passes, I don't know, guys. This may be it. And originally I'd written it off, I was just like, oh, I'll just buy a Gibbs or whatever. This isn't, and these are sell for $250. You can sometimes find them on the used market for cheaper than that. But generally speaking, you're not going to be paying less than $2 on one of these. And the question comes up, is it worth the $250? With the blade pairing in mind, the fact I love when razors have covered blade tabs. It's just a little thing. You guys can see it doesn't really bother me that much, because usually blade tabs only bother you when you're going across on your upper lip. But it's just a nice thing to not have to fiddle with or feel my fingers rubbing up against. It's just a nice feature. The Gibbs also had the adjustment dial on here is nice and tight, but I can still move it. Unlike your Gillette Fat Boy or your Gillette Slims or Black Beauties, I don't have to open it up to adjust it. I can just literally twist and get the adjustments that I want or need. And I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is what CDB often does. He'll dial it down and then he'll do an against the grain. I'm going to do that on my neck. So a little bit of water. But really, I mean, my neck, my face feel really good. I don't even know if this pass is necessary. That just feels ridiculously good. It doesn't feel aggressive. There's definitely some blade feel still with this razor, with this blade and razor pairing, but not anywhere near like it was before, which was very aggressive. I mean, I use Merkur Futures. You guys have seen I've used the Mula R41 with a feather blade. I'm no slouch when it comes to aggressive razors, but this was on another level. This was uncomfortable, and I don't really get uncomfortable with mini razors. And you guys have heard me even joke about this razor, hinting at it in other videos, saying, oh, trust me, just wait till you see this review. Crazy aggressive. But again, trust your gut. If you feel like something's a little off and you want to spend some more time with something, or maybe put it on the shelf for a little bit, go back to it later. Shave326 had mentioned that in one of his videos the other day, which I thought was a very good point, and it's something that we sometimes in wet shaving forget about, is just taking a little bit, maybe leaving our opinions at the door and just giving something another go. That could be a soap that you had a bad experience with, that can be a razor blade, that can be a razor, that can be a brush. Just, you know, take your time with it. I did the same thing with CK6. So when we're talking about the latest formula from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Phoenix Shaving, I could not get it to lather really well for me. It was really pasty, or that was pretty much what it was. I just wasn't hydrating it enough, and I didn't know how much water this soap actually needed. But when I talked to Doug about it, and then I came back to it and tried it, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, now I'm seeing what everyone's talking about. Now I understand why people say that this is some really good soap. And it does like to cling to the skin and the beard. But I will say, you know, the big question is it worth the $250? And that's becoming an increasingly more difficult thing to say when we've got other razors like the H&S N075, not an adjustable razor, but still just a great razor to get for $190. Then we've also got razors like the Carbon Shave Razor, which is about the same price, and you're getting some very similar craftsmanship as far as overall polish, which I think that razor has more polish than this one. But I would say overall ingenuity. Now this thing is over-engineered. This is going to last you for a really long time. And if you're a big fan of adjustables, I would say, yeah, this might be worth $250. Now, something else that we're using tonight is this new atomizer. You guys have seen this on some of his limited releases over at PAA before, but when I saw this, I was like, well, you know, these can also, he likes to state that these can also double as colognes, and I've used them for that purpose before. So the atomizer works really well on getting you that spray, but I also want to test it out on the face for an aftershave. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. Because I wasn't 100% sure or certain on how this would do in this application, but you know what? This is the first time I've ever used it. It came in at the same time my switchback came in, and I like it. It's no nonsense. There's not any spill. There's not a lot of fiddling with things or trying to figure out if I need to put my thumb a little bit over the you know, the opening on the splash to make sure that there's no additional spillage. It's just pretty straightforward. And again, for cologne, placing it in the exact spots that you want, I think it really does a great job. And I actually think it looks pretty cool. Tiff saw this and she thought it was pretty neat. And it's super easy. You just take off the previous cap. This has got a stem that feeds all the way through. You can kind of see that through the back there. And then it fits right on. That's all there is to it. It already comes pretty much ready to go right out of the bag. So really like that. If you guys want to see more pictures of that setup and this overall shave, go follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting more there. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I will be doing a full review on the Switchback 400 because I think the possibilities with a setup like this at this price point is too good to not discuss. So I definitely want to go over the merits of a system like this that's got that nostalgic vintage feel, but a lot of switchable possibilities. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're thinking about getting a Rex Ambassador, comment below. I'm very good about replying to comments about, you know, letting you guys know additional details. Might want to give Astras or Pulse Silvers a try in this razor when you get it if it doesn't work immediately for you, because again, it was tuned with those razor blades in mind. But thank you guys again so much. I love talking to you guys, love interacting with you, and I will see you next time on The Shaving Tolson. Stay tuned for more.